Okay, let's just say now that I have completed all of this. What we are going to focus on is the front and back for this lesson. Now, you will be given, granted it's longer than this one yours, you will be given a plastic film for you to be able to peel and stick over your design. Now, yours is going to be to size. I am using just an example one here. Now, the way you need to do this, if you have ever changed the screen on a mobile phone, it's very similar to that. So we peel from the corner, taking our time with it because we don't want this adhesive side to stick to anything else. So we're just going to peel it off nice and slow, making sure that it doesn't curl at the end. There we go. Okay. Now, you want to make sure that you do not cover your pin badges. So you need to keep to this sideline as close as you can. Now, if it overlaps on the side, if it goes over the edge, it doesn't matter. But try and keep it as close to the side here as possible. And you are just going to stick it over your work, nice and gentle. Doesn't matter if it's on a bit of an angle because you are going to be cutting out. Now, what's important is that you don't get any bubbles underneath it, so we're just pressing that down. There we go. You can use your ruler if you like just to scrape across it. I'm just using my hand like so, and now that part there is completely protected. I'm just going to fold this over for demonstration purposes. There we go. Now that part is now completely covered over. Yours is going to cover both at the same time. The next thing that you need to do is to get some scissors and cut this out. Okay, I've got my trusty red scissors here. Remember, if you are left-handed, please do use the green and yellow scissors. And all we're going to do, nice and neat, just use the bottom of the scissors, same technique as what you have done making your clock design, nice and slow. Cutting all around this. Now, if you can keep the black line there, that's brilliant. Okay, so we need to make sure that this sticks perfectly into our vacuum formed packaging later on. Now, it's quite easy to cut through this plastic, but do take your time. Use the table to help you. And remember, any rubbish, anything that you do not need at the end of the lesson, check the floors, make sure that you clean everything up so you leave the room the same way you came into it. Okay, so I'm just going to do this last bit here. And that's done. Okay, so I've got my the first part of my packaging. You can see that it's got that plastic film on it just to protect it. You are going to cut the second one out, and then with your Pritt sticks, you are going to stick it to the back like that. So you should have the front and back together to make this work. The teacher's now going to pause the video for you to do that. Okay, so add some Pritt stick to this and stick them together nice and neat like so. Now, once you have done that, next lesson, this is what you're going to be working with. So this is your vacuum formed packaging. You are going to place your work inside there, which should fit nice and neat inside. Then obviously you're going to have this back bit there as well. And you can see that this is now starting to take shape. Okay, so next lesson we'll staple this together, insert a Euro slot on there, and your pin badges goes in there. However, before we do that, we need to now cut our badges. So I'm just going to stick with the one today, again using the bottom of the scissors, nice and slow, cutting around. You can see I'm only using small snips, taking my time. Even though I've been doing this for years, I'm still taking my time. Now, if you prefer just to cut them out roughly like so, and then cut these out, that's absolutely fine. However, it is going to leave more of a mess and it's more work for you at the end of the lesson. It's completely up to you. But we need to make sure that we are keeping everything nice and neat, that we are leaving the room exactly how we left it at the start of the lesson. Okay, so now I've got one of my pin badges. Remember, this section on the inside, this is going to fold. The side of it is going to fold in. So you've only got a small section on the inside. You've got 25 mil, well, a diameter of 25 millimeters. Right, now to move it on to the badge maker. Okay, so here's the badge maker that we are using. You can see it's quite a hefty tool. And the 4 things that you will need for this part is the following. So you'll need this stainless steel metal part. You will need your designs cut out, so you should have 3 in total. A clear plastic film to protect the badge itself, and then the pin badge at the back. So the first thing you do, you set this up by putting it on the left-hand side. This moves back and forth like so, and the handle is completely up. The first thing we put in is the metal. Then we add our badge on top of that, trying to get it as centered as possible. And then finally, the plastic film then goes on top of that. Now, if it's not central, don't worry too much, because it is going to wrap around anyway. Once you have done that, you move this to the side like so, and insert your back piece of the pin badge with a pin pointing down. So that goes in there, nice and neat. Okay, now that our design, as you can see there, is lined up with this stamper, what that's going to do is it's going to fold everything in underneath the metal to hold it in place. Once it's folded and it's in place, it will lift it up, carry it over to the next one, and then you stamp that down. So a nice press down all the way to the bottom. You don't have to press too hard. And when I lift this up now, hopefully the badge is gone. So it's inside this section here. Next thing we do, we slide this across, line it up like so, press down again, slide this out, and there we have our pin badge. So you can see that the paper is completely wrapped around the back. The plastic film has also gone over it to protect it. And it has a magnificent football team on there. Absolutely perfect. Okay, next thing I'm doing is giving it a visual check to see if it works. And you can see that my pin is inside there. Once this is stapled together and it has a Euro slot next to it, it's going to look much, much better. But all your 3 pin badges will fit inside that section there. Right, your teacher's now going to pause the video and you are going to start on your pins.